What's good? We back with the Boxing Link. Good morning. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back on the boxing grind. With gonna double dip with 2 late night videos. Then we call it a night. After this will be the Regis Progress and Julius and Dongo video. Matter of fact, yeah, that'll be the video after that. But yeah, Andy Golovkin is most definitely gonna continue to fight Canelo Alvarez after Canelo got popped for performance enhancing drugs, Cinnabar. I think that's what it's called. It increases the blood flow and oxygen to the muscle, and it also, you know, it's for breathing. For people who got asthma or bronchitis, helps you breathe better. It's basically steroids for breathing. And, you know, I mean, increases stamina and stuff like that. It's not a steroid though. It's a performance enhancing drug. And if you buy Canelo's story or not, it is what it is. Canelo's already a target for people to hate, and he already was having stamina issues before, you know, this fight. And you know, just gonna be a blackout Canelo Alvarez career. You know, they using meat contamination and all that, but it is what it is. But of course, Golovkin is gonna continue to fight this guy because one, if you don't, he got to face Charlo. It's mandatory, especially if Billy Joe Saunders, you know, try to run a price on him, knowing that he don't have nowhere to go but up, but face him and Billy Joe Saunders, or go face Charlo. And 2, he gonna take a significant pay cut fighting Charlo if he can't get Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders is gonna run a checkup on him. Period. You know, Saunders might end up making just as much as Golovkin, if not more than Golovkin, if they fight, just because of the scenario he's in. Because if he doesn't fight Billy Joe Saunders, then he got to face Charlo. That's leverage for Saunders, and also Saunders bring the most money left in the division for him, and it brings him an undisputed shot. So Saunders gonna play games. He gonna run a checkup on him. Saunders and already called Canelo a cheater, but at the end of the day, you know, people thought Canelo was on steroids in the first fight. I did a video, somebody, you know, made a comment on it like 1 year later, but at the end of the day, or 6 months later, something like that. But at the end of the day, you know, there's no way Golovkin is going to face Charlo. Abel Sanchez has already said they weren't interested in the fight. They got Charlo listed at 6 foot. He more like 6'1.5", 6'2", long arms, can punch, and got some athletic ability. Of course, Golovkin don't want that. You know, Golovkin just, in his last 3 fights, he's just not starting to step up in competition with Kell Brook, Danny Jacobs, and Canelo Alvarez. You know, he's stepping up at 35 years old, about to turn 36 in April. To me, that's sad. But at the end of the day, I mean, people question, like, oh, who was Charlo fought? Who was this guy fought? That guy fought. Well, Golovkin was able to get away with bum bashing for his entire career until Kell Brook fight. You know, he's been bashing on bums his entire career, but nobody says nothing. That's why you gotta look at boxing. Most boxing fans talk about boxing, who they want to win. You know, talk about matchups is based on his biasness. You know, based on their favorite boxer. You know, when their favorite boxer get thrown in the trash can, I mean, then you know it's excuses and on to the next favorite boxer. They hop from glove to glove, from mouthpiece to mouthpiece, and that's what it is, man. You know, people can talk all the shit they want to. Oh, Golovkin can do this. At the end of the day, this man is 35 years old, about to turn 36 in April, and he just now started stepping up the last 3 fights of his career. And obviously, we all know that he's only fighting Canelo for the payday. And obviously, because there's nowhere to go. Because if he don't fight Canelo, he's gonna be ordered to face Charlo, and Charlo only stepping aside for millions, which Golovkin don't have millions to get to nobody. And then if he able to make a unification bout, because we know unification bouts trump mandatory, Billy Joe Saunders gonna run a checkup on him. So basically, he in a lose-lose situation. He needs Canelo Alvarez, and people talk about Floyd being money hungry, this guy being money hungry in boxing. At the end of the day, Golovkin is more money hungry than anybody. He's willing to go in the ring against a cheater to avoid other adversaries and, you know, avoid ass whoopings and other tough fights, and just take a good fight with Canelo for the highest price. If it was Canelo, you know, in this situation, and Triple G got popped, I guarantee you Canelo probably call this fight off or try to take 80 or 90% of Golovkin purse. So, at the end of the day, Canelo, you know, Golovkin is doing Canelo a favor by continuing to take this fight and doing himself a favor by being able to put more money in his pocket. He might ask for some more money, but at the end of the day, you know, ain't too many fighters that's money hungry as Golovkin. You know, he sees the twilight of his career, the sunset of his career coming. He's trying to get as much money as he can because he knows if he moves up, he getting whooped. He know he got stiff competition in Danny Jacobs, Charlo, Billy Joe Saunders waiting for him. At the end of the day, he needs Canelo more than Canelo, you know, just as much as Canelo needs him. You know, they're going to do a third fight probably as well, and he probably going to ride off in the sunset after that. And I'm trying to tell you, you know, the way Abel Sanchez is talking, they don't want no smoke with Danny Jacobs. They don't feel like they owe him a rematch. And at the end of the day, a real champion, you know, gives guys a rematch. and that's not all. That doesn't always hold weight with today's fighters. But if it's a close fight, Golovkin should want to run it back with Danny Jacobs to get the skeletons out of his closet. But at the end of the day, he running back with Canelo because it's worth the money. And Canelo is not a big risk, especially if you don't have a center ball in his system no more. Golovkin is already thinking kill, and knock out Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo mentally is probably shot. He was already a target as a boxer. Now he's about to be even a bigger target. And it's definitely a blackout in his whole career. And, now he's been labeled a cheater. And ain't nothing going to change that in history. But like I said, of course Golovkin is going to go continue to take Canelo after he cheated, because he don't want that fade from Charlo or Jacobs or the rest of the guys that is waiting on whooping on that ass. But we gone.